Talk Show.
It's the Daily Talk Show, episode 559.
Tully Smyth
Hey, boys.
back on the show from the Mondrian.
I'm so happy to be here. I've actually really missed you guys.
Same.
We spent so much time together overseas. And you know what we said? You know, when you see friends overseas, it's an extra special bonding time, isn't it?
Oh, it does. It connects you up.
It really
and
does,
connects
doesn't it,
others closer than others, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I think I know what you're referring to.
Mr. 97, have you got your Raya approved yet? Is that what it's called?
not
Raya?
yet.
Okay.
So yeah, I've pushed him through. So he had to use my number to get onto the app.
Yeah.
And then once he did that, I got this pop-up saying, Mason has said that he knows you. And then I clicked, yes, I approve. He's a good guy. No, I don't approve of this guy, or I don't know this person.
Okay.
And so obviously I press, I don't know this person.
And so this was the app for celebrities. Can you just open your phone? Can I see
here we
who
go.
are in Abbotsford right now? Because obviously we saw Los Angeles.
Oh,
and
trust
you
me,
have
it's very different.
You have the
ball game
CEO
here.
of Firefox.
Is there anyone on?
You know, it's fun. It's always fun when things are happening, right? So if the Aus Open's in town,
Yeah.
you've got tennis players there. I matched with Lewis Hamilton when he was in town.
He's on it?
Yeah, but he's also yay high,
What's he doing though?
being honest.
Yeah, but I mean, he's
I don't know.
He's
He had
rich
really
race car
bad
driver.
chat too.
What's
Really?
he?
Just
Has he
like-
outsourced it to his PA or something?
No, I just feel like, I guess guys that are that wealthy and that well known, and he's not even that good looking in my opinion, I guess they don't feel like they have to try very hard. So they don't really bother with conversation, whereas I'm someone who needs a bit of banter.
Bit of stimulus.
It all goes down to DM.
So
that's
they're
where
all
it
in-
It's
is.
So-
sad, isn't it? Compared
There's
to
nothing
LA.
there,
You remember
geez.
how in LA every single dot was like,
Would have to go drive all the way to Windsor
well, you
To
know,
meet
I'm
who?
from
Chad.
to go to Revolver upstairs.
Is that where they
there's
are?
two
Who's
people
there?
is it Breakfast
Revolver.
Club? No, it's not Breakfast
Who's there?
Tori and Mel.
They're still there from last night.
Yeah, they're
no,
DJ, so they work there.
They're
Okay.
about to start tonight.
If you're a
Jeez.
DJ, surely you don't have to hang throughout the day before
No,
you
you
set.
definitely don't. This is party season.
It is. God, I'm so tired. Can you hear it in my voice?
Are you just tired from LA? That was like
I have not
a
stopped.
month and a
I
half.
swear to God, I have not stopped partying because you guys know I hit it pretty hard in LA. Very hard.
How many nights were you there?
I was there for 10 nights and I was out every single night. And usually till like 3, 4, 5 a.m.
I wish you had one of those rings on, Aura rings that
yeah.
counts your sleep. Just
Not much.
10 days.
Not much sleep
20
was had.
hours.
I would actually be interested in that.
How much sleep I get.
Yeah.
It's not a lot. And I swear to God, I have not stopped since. So this is the busiest time of year for me. Obviously, it's party, silly season, it's Christmas parties, but also brands really want to get their collabs out before Christmas time because they want us to push products that then you guys go buy for Christmas presents. So I've just been like nonstop. I sound like a 3-pack a day smoker and I don't smoke.
I think I only do two.
Dude, I was at 7-Eleven yesterday behind a guy who
Apparently vape.
he's like, I can have a packet of this. $30 for a packet of
Yeah,
cigarettes
it's
now.
ridiculous. I can't afford to smoke.
Fucking ridiculous.
I'm sure I could get some kind of sponsorship though, right?
Really? You reckon, is there, have you been contacted ever by a brand that's
I
like,
feel like they can't legally advertise. It's just like you can't, like, good luck finding someone smoking in any Australian drama or soapy. Like, you just don't see it anymore.
they're not punching
allowed.
darts on Neighbours?
No one's punching darts on neighbours. What a great storyline. Someone like having a vape problem. Like
Surely.
Matilda's vape addiction. Like,
That'd be
But
good.
surely if it's like a negative sort of thing, they would allow it because it's sort of commentary.
I mean, movies, obviously, you still see like badasses smoking, but no, like Australian, like neighbours and home and away, you'll never see a cigarette, I don't reckon.
What's your favourite party over the summer?
Do you know what? I managed to avoid going to the races this year. We were obviously together in LA. So I am looking forward to the polo. The polo is just like a more chilled.
January.
Yeah, a more chilled, looser, like just everyone sort of, you can take your shoes off if you want. It's just it's just the one day as well. So you don't feel like you're sort of.
When are we going? When is it?
I've been. It's good. We should go.
I've already promised Mace a ticket to, what have I promised
That's
him?
right. To the
Melbourne Cup.
birdcage.
Yeah.
Yeah, your dad's
I'd go
really
to the polo.
excited.
That could be fun.
Mace, you're telling me that your dad's a big fan of mine, your parents are a big fan of mine now.
Yeah.
Did I think we're getting married? I told you, if you put a ring on his finger and a baby inside of me, I'm down.
Really?
Which order? Which order?
Yes, a whole baby. I don't want half a baby.
But which order?
Yeah, okay.
Baby first or ring first?
God, we're running out of
Whichever happens
time. Ring first. I'm a Catholic girl, so we'll do ring first.
Catholic.
Yeah, Dad will want the ring first.
Guys, weird flex from me, but
You always have weird flexes. What's happening now?
I have
Oh, wow.
a what is it called?
An apple.
An apple
It's a $100 bill.
note.
What have you? Why is it
what is that,
rolled
your
up in
flex?
a?
This is my flex.
Okay, you don't hang out in my world, obviously.
I've got a $100 bill. When was the last time you had a $100 bill? 97. You ever touched one
I actually
before?
can't tell whether he's joking or not.
No, he's actually being
Where
serious.
did you had to go to an ATM to get that?
No, so this is the thing I wanted to talk about. So I went to a Christmas thing for my parents, and
This is
my
just
family.
getting cooler and cooler, this story.
No, and so it's so weird because the thing is, it's like I spend $100 each on mum and dad,
Yeah.
and they spend $100, but then they gave me $100 cash
So that's a
as my
Christmas present.
present.
Merry Christmas.
But I just feel like it can potentially be a little bit transactional in
I
regards
hate
to
that.
how.
I've only got my dad and my two brothers, and we do Secret Santa, which to me is already lazy. I'm happy to buy all three of them a present. Like we only have each other, really. You can't buy three presents.
Yeah.
But then I make it secret. We use the website, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And there's
What
100
website do you use?
Draw
Secret Santa,
names.
yeah, something
Draw
like that.
names. Yeah, we did that for this year.
And the budget's $150. And then obviously I get one of them and keep it a secret. And it's a very thoughtful gift. And they just talk to each other.
Yeah.
And mate, I got you. What do you want? Oh, just here it is.
yeah, it's called
there you go.
secret for a
There goes
reason.
Christmas. He's ruined Christmas.
We know everybody's. It was like Amy's sister got me again.
Again. I got
Again,
mine.
2 years in a row. Fucking hell.
I better not say who I have in case. Where's this airing?
Yeah.
28.
It's afterwards.
27?
It's
So it's
after.
27.
You're fine.
Wait, speaking of notes, I saw a thing the other day on Instagram, a poll that had me a bit confused, and it was a $20 note, and it was a poll, and it said red or orange, and I couldn't decide what I thought.
Of a $20 note.
Yeah, is it red or orange?
It's orange.
Lobster. Lobster's orange.
It's orange?
It's orange.
Yeah.
But then you
It's
look at it,
definitely
if you look at it for a bit longer, it does look a bit red.
No, I know what you mean, but it's called it's called a lobster. So if we're referring to the
When we're making our drug deals on the street?
you get a lobster, get a pineapple.
But I did see. I don't-
Lobsters could kind of look orange and red, depending on when you cook, like where in the cooking process
True.
we
They
are.
do change colour.
do you have any cash on you, Tully?
No, I don't carry a lot of cash. I just tap my phone. Just tappy tap.
What was it like last time you actually, because I was
Probably in
thinking.
the States.
Okay. Because I
That's the
feel
last
like
time
there
we
could
had
be,
cash.
because I've got friends
When
that
we
will.
went to the strip club and we were just $1 bills. Mace had one in his mouth. It was
It was
bizarre.
amazing how hard Mason went.
I really wish we got to take the cameras, to all those fun spots we went to. Jumbo's was great. You were on fire that night.
Well, is Jumbo's a strip joint?
Yeah, we went there.
No, I've never. I haven't done that.
Amy,
Mace
we
got up
didn't
on
go there.
stage. It was just Mace and I. And we brought that lovely girl back to me. It was great.
Now, can we work out what colour Mason is right now?
Is it red or orange?
I think it's peach. It's a peach colour. I just love tormenting Mace.
Grant Smiley is playing
Oh, he's home.
New Year's Day, I think, or Eve, one of the two.
Yeah, he's home. And he's having a big party at Ponyfish as well that he's invited me to. We should all go
Fucking-
together.
Oh, great.
Where's our
Let's
info?
go. Well, let's go. I'm sure if
Grant?
you wanted a ticket to New Year's Day, I'm sure he'd hook you up.
Oh, I didn't know. I'd have to do that. I'd have to party.
Oh.
I'm not. I'm away. Which is unfortunate, Grant, but thanks for inviting me if you are thinking about it. I'd still appreciate you to ask me before.
It's nice that he's home.
So recently we got slid into the DMs by a brand and they said, we'd like you to come to we would like to gift you some of our product. And,
Guys, you've made
Yeah,
it.
this is huge.
and
You've made
first
it.
of all, I thought, this is dodgy.
Is
Or,
this the
I don't
men's
even
health
know.
one or no?
No. This is the rod and gun.
Okay.
Clothing. I mean,
That's great, though.
I'm rocking it now. And so, but it was this moment where it's like, I haven't really had a great deal of this happen. You're probably someone who has it happen all the time.
Yep.
What's something weird that's actually come off? Because we were like, I don't know if this is actually a thing. And then all of a sudden we're in there walking out with shitloads of product.
How great is it though?
But I didn't feel confident going in.
It's
because-
an awkward. I call it the awkward dance. There's always an awkward bit where you're like, do they know this is for free? I'm gonna have to tell them that it's for free. That's awkward, especially at cafes, because so often, whoever the social media person is that contacts me and says, "Come in, we'd love to chat your lunch," is never the person on the floor that day.
Yeah.
So then you have this huge meal because you always overorder if it's free.
Yeah, a lot of sides.
Yeah, you order four of whatever just to photograph, and then the bill comes and you're like, oh, actually. Oh, sorry. This is actually. Do you want me to? I got an Insta. Let me just show you the DM that I was sent. It's so awkward every time.
Have you out of embarrassment? Because I went over my. I didn't
that's
realize.
also awkward. You get given a budget and then you go
I
over
just
it.
went over the budget and they said, so it's just 180 over. And I was just like,
And you either have to stand there and be really a real tight ass and put two t-shirts back, or just go, oh, that's totally fine. I'll just get the difference.
Yeah, well, it was a little bit like that. I was sort of in a position where I was like, had a charity event the next day that I was emceeing. I was like, I guess I could just have the suit jacket and see what I've got at home.
So you put the items back.
Yeah, so I ended up being like, I'm like, how about I take it, and if it's an issue, then I can just return it the next day. But I still didn't have the balls to say, can I have shoes? So I wore with my suit Vans.
Don't do that. You've got a girlfriend to stop you from doing this.
I know, but
don't understand.
and she was texting me a lot, and she did say she was questioning.
Don't wear.
I know.
He's worn it. It's done.
Least,
Do I have a photo?
at
of
the
it?
very least, if you, not even that. I'm
So
not even letting
loafers?
that- No,
No, what are they called?
Boat
The
shoes, like the boat shoe style.
with a suit.
Mm.
No,
It's not like a racer's suit. It's more.
It was for a
like chinos. What are we
It's
talking
more
here?
I was
Chino
wearing
style.
chinos. Yeah.
Like he looks like he's fresh out of Reva.
Yeah. What's a Reaver?
Reva the bar.
What's Reva? You're just really uncool. Hey,
What is Reaver though? What did we say? A bar.
No, it's a bar.
it's a venue.
So,
Sorry.
have you got a bunch in your inbox that you haven't activated? Like,
yeah,
I'm sure
I've got
you
ones
get,
now that I'm ignoring. I do respond to everybody. I just sometimes I'm not as enthusiastic about it. So what have we got?
Oh, she's gone to her message requests. She's got her phone out right now.
I don't like the general or the you know how they've got the two different inboxes now?
Oh yeah. Oh, this is where the weird stuff happens in this one.
This is where it's gone
Like
through to
people
the keeper.
offering me,
So there's
people offering me
primary-
Botox.
Really? Hang on, just read one out. We won't tell their brand because that's why you're not doing it, because you don't want to endorse them.
Okay, someone's offering me a bed.
A bed,
Yep.
just
You have to
bed.
stay at the guy's house.
this is great.
What is okay? This
Just read
is
this.
a bad message because I don't even know what they're trying to give me. Hey Tully, brand name there, is our brand new online company that launched in August. Lush faux suede mats and strength balls in fresh original colours with a sleek badass vibe are just what you need to get sweaty. At this point, I'm wondering
Sex
What is
toy.
the product?
what exactly am I being offered? Our mats are made from recycled plastic bottles and our balls are free of BPA and toxic glues.
That's good.
Would absolutely love to send you a mat or a ball to vamp up your next workout. Okay, there we go. It's the first time I'm realizing this is
So
an
it's a
exercise.
Pilates.
Yoga mat.
What's your best address for postage? Thanks and hopefully talk soon.
Have you got a PO box?
I don't, but I just have my agency. I just get things sent to. That's another one.
Do you want to use our PO box?
Oh, you can just
start.
Seriously.
PO box.
Yeah,
Just put it. Just
give it to me. I'll start sending you
So
some weird
it's
shit.
PO box.
Sure.
Can you do that? That'd be great
You
for
know
the
what?
show.
I already know what the first delivery is going to be. It's going to be a bunch of vibrators.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
Your girlfriend will love it. Your wife will love
Hey,
it.
what about me?
I'll love it, mate.
So, what is the policy?
What about me? I mean, you're welcome to
No.
use
What is the
click
policy?
tickler. That's fine. You can give it a go if you want. It might work on your ass. Again, always with the. Why do we always come here?
It does.
No, you went there. You went there.
We
Tully.
always get to.
You mentioned the word
ass play.
ASS. What happens when you accept free stuff?
That's the thing I was going to ask you. Did you have posting requirements?
No, not at all.
It's just a gifting opportunity.
Literally just.
They said it would be nice if you did.
Yeah. So,
The old guilt trip.
but that's not to me definitive.
No, so to be completely honest with you, you guys are still such small fry that
Mate, let's
you're only,
end this now.
You're only gonna.
Let's turn the
come on,
lights
these
on.
are always the best chats.
Small fry.
You guys
yes.
are micro influencers, with micro penises.
It's better than having a micro penis like people we
You're
know.
micro influencers. So at the moment, you'd only be accepting. It'd be silly of them to, you can't really ask for money, and they can't really assume you're going to post.
Okay.
But once you get to sort of my level
Yeah. It's all.
What is it
as
happening.
a macro influencer. It's really up to me. So if I really, really want something, or if something's of quite, a lot of value, if I'm going to get a free mattress, mattress, pillows, bed base, that's, that's a lot of money. I'm happy just to do it for a post. I won't be like, give me the free stuff plus pay me $1,000 plus.
Yeah. But as a person, I was going to call you an influencer, but as someone who has their job as endorsing products or, spreading people's brands, what's the point of starting between you where you go, I'll do it all for free, it's all contra, to actually making any money? Because I reckon we can get heaps of contra shit.
Yeah.
It doesn't serve us to build a business
and
or
people
a
don't
brand.
get that. I think that, and it's again, so grateful and so lucky, but and someone's like, oh, but we're going to give you, it's like, yeah, that's so great. And that's really lovely of you. And I appreciate that, but I can't pay my rent with that t-shirt, I think from like 10K, you can start charging. It might just be $50 a post. But from like 10K, when you've got just the K sign, Because you guys are still in digits, aren't you?
Yes, 2,500.
Yes, so there's a way to go.
It's very slow
2.5K.
nowadays to.
Oh, it's so hard.
Yeah,
It's so hard
Do you reckon
to
we
grow.
can get to the K?
Yeah, absolutely.
10K.
I mean, you gave
You
us
guys are
some
getting
good
some
endorsements.
you guys are getting some really great friends in high places. Like you're getting some pretty great talent through here.
Yeah.
You're
Or are
doing
you
well.
talking about yourself? Hang on. It's fun. It's fun.
No, I'm a friend of the show. I'm not
Okay,
talent.
friend of the okay,
Although we
great.
did go on tour together.
All right, yeah.
Do you find that it's if you get something for free is also the other thing that you potentially removing the opportunity for them to give you money to?
Yes, that's why Jen, my manager, can get a bit shitty with me sometimes because it does devalue you if you're suddenly posting for free. You know, for one, but then it kind of can work both ways. Clinique, for example, is a skincare brand that I've used my whole life, and I have always paid for products, but I have this, this moisturizer that is just so great, and I've posted about it before, and it's not been paid post. And then now recently they've gotten in touch with Jen, and now I'm doing paid work with them.
Yeah,
so it
great.
can work both ways. They've seen that I genuinely love the product. They've seen me post about it a multitude of times, and they've gone, hey, let's get in touch with her and let's do some actual, collaborations with her. So it can work both ways. But I do tend to be a little bit generous with my postings. Even on trips and stuff, you do a trip and it's generally one post a day per night that you're on this trip. That's what I agree to. That's what I sign off to. That's what Jen's, bargained down. That's what we're charging for. But I'm having such a good time when you're traveling. I do like 12 posts a day and Jen's like, Tully. I'm like, what? It's good
Giving
content.
value.
It's good content for me. I'm in a great place. I'm actually having a genuinely good time. I'm not going to not post photos because we've only agreed to post 3. Like,
The photo of us in LA.
I love that photo.
Was that
Did it do well?
Did you work that into some kind of deal? Or is that just
Well, so there
you
was-
actually our
That
friends?
was just my charity work for the.
Okay, great. No,
How
either
did
one.
that go for me? Have we had a look at that recently?
Yeah, well, let's get some insights on our
I
post.
also posted a photo just me and Mace, which if you scroll back, I never post photos of me and a guy because it usually causes some kind of controversy. But
Any DMs about that? Any?
a lot of DMs from my girlfriends. Yeah,
great.
Who the hell is this guy?
Yeah, who's this? I love those tips.
We don't
did
know
well.
we don't know what happened, but EPLP took down. They put up a photo of 97 and you, and then they took it down.
Did they?
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
But that's okay.
That's controversial.
Yeah. We should find out what happened. There's obviously something.
I
that's
remember it
happened.
going up actually.
Yeah.
Should we call Grant right now?
We should.
I was wondering.
Grant liked both of the photos of us, by the way. So we got Grant's approval.
Did they do all right?
Yeah, they did well.
Have you heard the story about the restaurant that called out the influencer?
I have, yeah.
What happened?
So-
I remember lightly, but
It's happened a couple of times.
A Love Island contestant.
And so basically, she's slid into the DMs of a restaurant saying, hey, I can come into your restaurant.
Which I will say is common practice these days.
And so that's what I'm curious about is it's a poor form by the restaurant.
so she did the reach out.
She did, which is it happens all the time. And, in her defense, she didn't say, hi, can we come in and get free food? She was like, hey, are you guys open to a collaboration? Which is how you word it, how everyone words it. I've done it a million times. Not so much with restaurants anymore. That's kind of not really done. More so, for instance, if I was going away and I wanted to stay at a hotel, before I book it and pay full price, you've got nothing to lose to reach out to the marketing or the PR chick and being like, hey, I'm coming up anyway. My flights are booked. I'd love to stay there. Would you be open to a collaboration? Or alternatively, do you have a media rate? And then, they'll say, yeah, great. We'd love to give you 1 night for free or 2 nights for free in return for this. Or they might say, don't do collaborations, but we're happy to give you a 10% off media rate. And then, sort of everyone wins. I get 10% off. I still do a couple of posts for them. I felt bad for her. I thought that was pretty off.
I wonder how it'd go Mexican Cantina Nari Warren just calling up and saying, hey, it's Josh here. Oh, yeah, would you like to book a table? Actually, it's a collab. How about a collaboration?
But see,
Well, are you looking for a job?
If you guys did an episode from there, that could totally work.
Oh, yeah, we could
So,
do it. Yeah.
do you think that like all these businesses have become tighter in terms of allowing this stuff to go down based on the amount of people now?
Yeah, I can see both points of view. I also can understand from, a business owner, like you're thinking, who the hell are these young fuckwits thinking they can just come in here and get a free meal? I think generally in my experience, the people that react like that, and they were pretty ferocious, they tend to be of an older generation who don't quite grasp influencer marketing, social media, how it all works, how that can be, I know for a fact there is a cafe that was struggling, and they had my friend Steph Smith come in and do a post, and it literally saved their business.
Really?
So it does work. It is effective. It is an effective form of marketing. There are just ways and ways of going about it. I always make sure when I do my reach outs that I'm making sure that they're aware of what I'm willing to offer them. Like I give them my numbers, I give them my stats, my reach. I'm happy to do some posts or stories, whatever you guys want. If I'm traveling, I'm happy to do a blog post or, write up a review on, because hotels love TripAdvisor reviews. Like if you offer that, they'll give you the whole place for free.
Really?
They love it.
Everyone can do a TripAdvisor review.
Yeah, but it has a lot of weight. I think when the average Joe is booking a place, they check places like TripAdvisor a lot. They're not necessarily, Mary and Ken from our toner probably aren't checking the super slick Instagram feed. They're probably more likely to check TripAdvisor.
Do you have a TripAdvisor account?
I do.
Can you look up Tully's TripAdvisor account, please?
I don't even know if it's under my name, to be honest.
Oh, really? So you'd have to use potentially...
No, I think when I made it, I made it years ago before I was anything. I'm still not at anything, let's be honest.
For your macro, your micro back then.
No, I wasn't even a, this is a guy I'm supposed to go on a date with tonight.
Oh, really? I won't say their name.
Can we read it?
No, I think I'm going to bail.
You're going to bail on him?
I think so.
What do you lie or do you?
No.
Flat out.
I'm just like exhausted.
So you say that?
I'm just like, I've got nothing in the tank.
Okay. Love it.
To give you.
Do you think the younger generation now are having a harder time at communicating the truth as to, say like relationships and why stuff isn't working necessarily?
Yeah, I think it's commonplace. People just assume the worst of everybody. Like if it's so commonplace to be ghosted, so you don't feel too bad doing it yourself. I don't know. We're kind of just treating each other like crap. I think dating apps have completely ruined dating. I mean, neither of you would know. Mace, I don't know if you're on any dating apps. Well,
No,
Raya. Fingers
I mean, it's usually the naive ones that go for the creme of the creme. Fucking, he's going to Raya for first dating app, trying to get onto the exclusive.
Yeah, I mean,
if you did one and that was it forever.
Imagine, okay, we're all laughing here, but we're the ones going to feel silly when he ends up with the Victoria's Secret model and he's like, see ya, I'm moving back to LA to get stoned on gummies every day.
I don't know if it's going to happen. Not because I don't believe. I don't think 97 wants that. I don't think 97 wants that.
What do you want, 97?
Yeah, probably.
Who are you looking for?
Probably not getting stoned on gummies.
That's not what you want to do every day?
But being in LA, living in LA?
Nah, probably
and
not.
You're
Melbourne.
And you're also not as, like, you would probably, I could imagine you potentially with a attractive author over a Victoria's Secret model.
Attractive author?
Like a J.K. Rowling sort of, I don't know.
I'm a writer, right? And I'm writing a book right now.
There we go. I didn't mean that. But no, I think there is something in I think that you would go intelligence over
he needs a nice girl.
Sheer attraction.
With a big heart.
How big's yours?
Dead air. Dead air. Elevated music starts playing. Look, I think that the influencer thing was a bit off. I felt bad for her because it happens every day, all the time. Macro, micro, doesn't matter. That's a commonplace. That's how you start a conversation. He could have easily replied and said, hey, look, thanks for reaching out. We actually don't do collaborations. End of story. He didn't have to put her messages out. He definitely didn't have to include her name in her photo.
Yeah,
and I know she got a lot.
It seems really mean.
Just unnecessary. And it's the kind of stuff that's perpetuating online trolling and bullying. And it's just icky, really.
Are you someone to get on the phone, actually?
I actually hate speaking on the phone.
Really?
Don't do it. If my voicemail says, don't leave a voicemail, I'm not going to call you back.
How old is it?
Pretty old. But it stands. It still stands.
You still got it, though? You still actually have voicemail?
I actually have to change it because, as my smart-ass friends like to point out, I then repeat my number back. I'm like, shoot me a text instead and then give them my number. And everyone's like, Tully, they've just called you. They've got your number.
Even anyone asking, please leave your name and number. It's like if you're calling on a smartphone or any phone for that matter.
I guess we're just programmed to, that's what we've always said our whole life.
Exactly.
Yeah, actually, that's an interesting point.
You don't need to. I mean, you had email on yours. If you shoot me an email to Josh at
Big Media Company. I think that's good,
sense. I still call my dad and say, hey, it's Tully. And he goes, yep, fully aware. I don't know why I do that.
Definitely drop your number.
But it would be weird just calling and saying, hey. And him saying, hi, pumpkin.
So you wouldn't have,
darling.
So you don't have anyone, you get so many notifications.
Oh, that's nothing. You ain't seen
Time
nothing.
Hi.
Time Hop is like it's like a time capsule. It shows you what I've been doing for the last 12 years of my
How
life.
depressing is it?
It's basically just me and all my ex-boyfriends and girlfriends who loved me once upon a time.
So hang on, it tells you, it shows a photo from
It's like,
last year.
it's like, here's what you were doing last year. Here's what you're doing on Instagram. Here's what you're doing on Facebook. Here's a video of you looking cuter and skinnier and younger. Here's a boy that once gave you a Christmas present and it's now not going to give you a Christmas present. Like, it's just... Oh, hello.
Just
Straight to my bikini
shot.
So I was at a Christmas party last year playing with a baby as standard with me.
So do you look at this every day?
I do.
Hop?
It's funny because nostalgia is something I struggle with a lot. I tend...
You don't
Look
like
at this.
it? Who's it?
Oh, it's Jen.
Jem.
Jem Watts?
Me and Jem
And Jen.
3 years ago at a Christmas party.
Jem and Jen.
I tend to sort of get caught up in nostalgia. So having an app like this is
A lot of
just...
screen grabs. Who are you bitching about?
No, they're tweets.
Okay. Are you big on
He's
the
projecting.
WhatsApp? Are you big on the WhatsApp groups? Do you?
No, I only speak to one person on WhatsApp. I think only people that people that live overseas have WhatsApp. I don't think many people use it here. It's always funny though to read something and it's like the other day there was a tweet and it was like, oh, don't even have $2 to rub together, blah 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 blah. And I think, wow, nothing's changed in like 12 years. Still broke, still hungry.
There is something funny.
You said that, yeah.
Like there is, I was looking back at someone's old, like, how you can go down a rabbit hole when you sort of start scrolling.
It's called stalking.
Yeah. But what is it about 2010, if you ever had a good year tax-wise, like good tax return, you'd always say, great tax return. Now you just shut the fuck up.
Do you remember that time we all got just money from the government for no reason?
It was like $1,000 or something.
What? That was so great.
There was a new government that came in
And they just all gave us like a K. Do you remember that? For no reason.
I actually can't. I remember having it. I can't remember getting it.
It would have been 2011 because I was working in advertising and we just all got, Mace would have been 3.5. But we just all got money for no reason, all of us.
Can you find out what that was and how much money they gave out?
Was it Kevin Rudd?
Yeah.
Ruddy
Do you remember
Rudd?
did you get the baby bonus, TJ?
No, we missed out on that one. That was the 5K.
Oh, that's good.
Because apparently people were buying plasmas.
Yeah, just
Mace, would you have a baby with me for 5K?
No. It's not. You don't
You
get
do
that.
it for free. Don't be silly.
Just a collab.
You now get like a.
The 5K collab. That's quite good.
Daily talk show collab. Create a human
Slide
being.
into the DMs. Hey, you're looking to
brought
collab.
Yeah.
I've got budgets 5K. Clients are really easy to work with though.
I
dear,
love
so
that.
much sexual attention. I'm getting flustered.
Next
A
year.
bottle of champagne. Can we pop that?
Oh yeah, we do have that. That was given to us by a lovely listener.
The funny, I was talking to 97 before you got here and I was saying that when I'm older, I do like the idea of having like a red wine while we're doing the show.
Oh, I think that'd be so fun.
Yeah.
Next year
I had an idea for a podcast where I went on a first date every episode, and it was sponsored by an alcohol company, and we just got drunk as the episode went on.
Oh, great. Well,
love that.
there's the chick who does the making food and getting drunk, which is
that?
hilarious. But she did it for many, many years. But then
She was one of the original,
But if you do that for like 10 years of your life, you're an alcoholic at that point, right?
In saying that though, after getting you drunk in LA, it'd be really boring.
Well,
I was good
give
fun.
him another.
Were you?
Give him another chance.
Actually, we haven't had a conversation since. When we recorded, that was before we went out.
And got
so
drunk.
let's have a
recap.
A recap.
Well, I think
we need,
we've
like,
spoken
flashback
about it.
music.
Tully needs to speak about it.
Okay.
And do you want her to speak about
Yeah,
it? There's
fine.
more
I
to
can
it.
speak
I mean,
about
what was?
what happened after the episode?
No, but so from an alcohol point of view, what was I actually like?
Okay, so basically, last time you guys saw us, we were in my hotel room at the Mondrian, and we left the Mondrian to go to EPLP, our good friend Grant Smiley's venue. It was a really nice night. Rooftop was pumping.
An ING Carter's never seen harder workout than Tully's.
No, and I just proceeded to just think about, it was tough because I wanted to get you guys hammered quickly. So I'd usually go for hard spirits, but also Mace doesn't like the taste of alcohol. So I had to think of things that were potent but didn't taste like that. So first we started off on some vodka pineapples because Mason is literally a white girl. Threw those back quite quickly.
Mace, can you just give us commentary? Did you like the drink?
Yeah, he did like
Yeah,
that
it was
one.
fruity. That was nice.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fruity was nice. Tommy obviously wasn't drinking. Good boy. I really tried though. Hey, I peer pressured you. I almost got you.
If there's time I wanted to drink, it was then.
Yeah. But then it was funny I did not drink because you could observe.
Yeah.
Threw those back. Also, by the way, guys, in case you've never been to LA or the States before, they free pour. So what our one drink here is basically a double shot. Every drink you have there.
I've been using that bit of trivia that you gave me. I use that all the time.
It's a lot.
3 times, I reckon, last weekend. Talking to people, I'm like, well, in the States, like they're free pour.
They just, so here they're so strict. They have like sort of the jigger is what they call them. They make sure it's level here. They just sit down there staring at you while they pour. You're like, that's it. Oh, still got,
Someone was actually saying, they're like, so does it make sense to like give a bigger tip because then they give you more alcohol? And then because I was like in the whole roll, I was like, yeah, it does.
What's a double over there? A full glass.
Yeah. Okay. So then I went back. I was like, hey, we need to fasten this up. So I went back. I got shots, and I was like, usually I'd get him a Fireball, which is like a cinnamon whiskey, but he would just spit that out in my face.
So they also didn't do Fireballs there as well.
No, a lot of places have like make their own Fireball. Anyway, I was like, hey, what's sweet? What tastes great? Every white chick knows the best tasting shot is a wet pussy. I hate ordering them because you have to ask for a wet pussy and it just kills you on the inside. But I was like, can I please get 3 wet pussies? And she was like, well, what's in that? And I was like, oh, fair enough. So it's vodka, cranberry juice, and peach liqueur. She made us shots. I shit you not.
Yeah, they were the size of that glass.
They were this big.
Yeah.
Like they weren't a shot. It was half. It was half a glass. It was even. I was like, oh, that's gonna make me so sick. Didn't want to like show that on my face because I knew that he'd just panic. So he basically thought I came back with another drink, not realizing that was just a pure shot.
So what makes it a shot?
Well, because usually it's served in a small little.
What alcohol percentage do you reckon it was?
Oh, well, you've got vodka in there and peach liqueur, peach snap. Sorry, so it's like
a drink.
Like 4 drinks.
A drink has a mixer that's usually majority of the glass. This was just
long story short. It's very alcoholic, and I think I kind of made you drink it quite fast too. You were trying to sip on it, and I was like, no, we're throwing it back. By this point, Josh was.
You had some of my shot. I feel
you were getting so. Introspective, like you were just thinking. You were like, "Oh, am I being annoying? Am I repeating myself too much?" Mace had to go to the toilet every 5 seconds, like a little boy. He's like, "I've got to go wee again." I'm like, "Please don't say that out loud again."
What about how he started say, not really? He's like, "Oh, I don't know if I'll make it there." Like he's like, "Oh, I haven't stood up yet."
And he's like, "Oh, I can't." He's like, "Everything's really fuzzy. Like I can't really. Everything's kind of moving funny, and I can't. Everything's you're all." And he was like talking like this close to my face. He was like, everything's kind of like, and you were like, oh, you were just questioning, you were just so in your own head. Like you could not relax. Like,
but I feel like when it came to eating.
Oh, this is the best part. So then it was time for dinner. And we were all relatively, even I was feeling tipsy. So you guys must have been pretty sloshed. But you were also very impressed about how together I was. Went down to dinner.
I feel like your drunk version is, look how fine I am.
Was I not fun?
No, not fun. Fine.
Oh,
how fine you were.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, like, oh, look, I don't even, like, you guys are fucked and I'm fine. But I feel like you were fucked.
That was the case.
You were a
my
little
probably
bit.
was. I mean, Tommy's like this.
Yeah, what was Tully like?
It was.
I'd get louder.
It was after dinner. That was when Tully had seeped in.
But then we got sat down and Grant was so lovely and sent over some really nice expensive champagne for us. Again, Mace had never had champagne before.
Just cut to a kid just, what's this?
Wasn't a fan of it. And I had to turn to him and say, you drink that? That is expensive champagne. It's a gift from the owner of the venue that we're at. And you were going to drink that with a smile on your face. I think I finished yours too, though, to be fair. Yeah. And then we had a few more drinks and, dinner got lit.
Yeah. Mr. 97. What I liked was we ended up in a trust circle holding hands.
Yeah.
Did we?
I mean, I was
drunk.
No, and we were going around the circle telling each other what we're grateful for.
Oh, I love that. I often start those kind of games. Like I'm like, what's everyone's peak and pit of the year? And then I weirdly, I don't remember it being taken because I don't think I was there, but then there was this random photo of Mace with lipstick all over his face.
Where? I know, it was crazy. It must have come off the glass that he was drinking.
I don't know.
Maybe he drank your glass.
Me finishing his drink.
Yeah, that's it. And then he sipped it again.
From the wet pussy or something.
Yeah.
The firsts, we talk a lot on the show about firsts. 2020, what could be something that you do for the very first time?
Well, my first goal is to try to get some time over this break to finish or write this book that I'm supposed to have written back in July.
Finish or write or start?
I've started it. I've started
sure.
it, but I've got to finish it. I mean, that's been a dream of mine for so long. Like, I can't believe that I'm going to be an author of a book. That's just insane to me. So that would be a huge first.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I think
It's
that's good. What
it's actually your
program are
hard
you
skill
using?
though. Like you've got
I'm a
copywriting,
journalist.
journo
Yeah, I'm a
skills.
journalist, but I think, you know, being a journalist and writing about things that are going on in the world, things that make you angry or things that make you happy or the news is very different to writing about yourself and your life. And then, you know, as I'm sort of writing it, it's my version of events is going to be so different to my brothers and my dad's. You know, it's a lot of responsibility to tell your story.
It's
Do you
going to
know
be
the title?
No, but I've had people suggest things to me. Our mate Jordan,
Jordan Michaelides.
Yeah.
What's up, Jordan?
he suggested Misunderstood.
I don't mind that.
But I don't know whether it's like MISS, like it's by
like
words.
miss.
And have
Yeah.
your signature in
Yes.
it, like in pink or something.
Have we met? You think I'm going to write in pink
But
pen?
that's the whole joke with the misunderstood thing. It's got
Yeah.
that
I can-
miscongeniality
yes,
sort of
yes,
vibe.
exactly.
What do you want the title to be?
I
Fuck,
don't
I'm
know.
glad I saved that because I was really feeling the run.
She came hard at you, didn't she?
Yeah.
real hard. I couldn't help you, dude.
I don't know. I don't know. What can you? It's still such an odd concept to me that someone thinks that my life is interesting enough to write about. Like that to me it blows my mind. I mean, when I pull it apart and I think about, you know, the chapters and I guess the big chunks and the big defining moments of my life, I guess I do have some interesting ones in there. You know, everything from me dating girls for most of my adolescence to Big Brother and that whole experience to my mum's dementia and losing my mum to social media and being one of the first kind of influencers. When I say it all like that, I'm like, okay, I guess that's maybe interesting to some people. But yeah, who the fuck's going to buy this book? My dad's going to buy 500 copies and that'll be it.
That's a solid amount. What else do you feel like content-wise apprehension about putting something out?
It's mainly my family. I've always been an oversharer. I think Big Brother took it to a whole new level because once people have seen you like that in that context, I've literally got nothing else to hide. Like, what else? They've seen me eat, sleep, topless. You know, you guys have probably seen me top. I can't remember if I got my tits out. I can't remember. No? Good. That's good to know. You know, so then after that, I'm kind of like, well, I've got nothing else to hide. You've seen me warts and all. You've seen me at my worst. But then I have to be respectful and remember that it isn't just my story and I am sharing things about my life and my family. And I think that's always my main concern. And I know that they find some of my writing cringy. They think that I share too much.
With your same-sex relationships, did you describe it as like a phase or how do you
I
describe
hate that.
it?
No, I don't. I feel like that's so offensive. I mean, I dated women for 2-3 years.
Yeah.
You know, we would live together. We had a dog together. Calling it a phase to me completely undermines and
What it
belittles
was.
that relationship.
Yeah. So what, because you were talking, I remember you've changed and so you were once that person and then you were...
Well, I think we all grow and you know, our experiences shape us and, you know, you might grow up only dating blondes and then suddenly you meet this amazing brunette and she's funny and hilarious and love of your life and then suddenly you're into brunettes. Kind of what happened to me.
Yeah.
I dated girls, met a bunch of really amazing women who were smart and funny and I really liked them. And then I met this one dude and he was pretty smart and funny and hot. And since then I've only been into dudes. I don't see myself ever dating women again. It feels like a whole different person. I don't even know who that person is. But at the same time, those were some of the best and happiest relationships of my life. And I think using the word phase, it doesn't sit right with me. It doesn't feel right.
Is there much difference in the relationship itself? Like if you take away
so many differences,
the sexuality side of things, is it the same?
so many differences. So many differences. Women just by nature inherently, they sort of inherently just get you more organically. You know, I think sometimes, especially with the guys I've been with. And at least initially, you have to kind of learn to understand each other and, you know, okay, if he shuts down or if he, you know, that's him doing X, Y, Z, whereas females just kind of inherently get it. So there's this closeness. You're dating, and I know that you probably feel like you're married to your best friend and you're dating your best friend, but you really are dating your best friend. You know, you've just got this amazing, supportive, thoughtful, understanding, patient, just sort of those qualities that women tend to be better at.
What's the feminine quality and masculine quality?
Yeah.
The
You know,
I love feminine quality in my wife.
but you're also you're quite a feminine dude.
No, I don't think so.
That's a compliment.
Okay, I'll
I
take
feel like
it.
I don't know anything about your family, but to me, you feel like I think I can always tell when a guy is grunt with women in his life.
I had no women in my life.
I didn't know that, but that's the kind of vibe you give off. Mace is the same, soft.
Am I soft or am I?
You're just a.
One,
I don't know what to do with you.
So I think about masculine qualities. It's not something that I'm into at all.
Yeah.
And so when you are a feminine woman, are you into feminine?
No, so my exes were all very androgynous. They were all quite tomboy. You know, they were all beautiful, but they were all, short hair, preferred to wear dudes' clothes, skated, surfed. They all looked, like a beautiful, like Ruby Rose is a friend of mine, like Ruby Rose vibe. So beautiful, but very much a tomboy. And I was always like the femme. But it's funny because now that I date guys, I often wonder whether I'm too much of a because I'm definitely one of the boys. I'm sure you guys can all you attest to that. So sometimes I worry whether I'm too much one of the boys now.
She was barking at the table. No.
What about comparison?
I was trying to get us to go to a strip club. No one else wanted to come.
What about comparison when you're in a same-sex relationship? You got the same body parts and all that sort of thing. Do you is that something that you're considering from a body image point of view?
I mean, it's not really. It's bizarre because I didn't grow up my whole life thinking that I was gay and watching women from afar and wondering what their, boobs felt like. It's never how it worked with me. I liked boys all throughout primary school, all throughout high school, and then just met this amazing person at uni. And then I was just so obsessed with her that I was into whatever she fucking had going on. It's weird because, now with men, I don't like big bulky guys. And I don't know if that's because I'm not used to, real muscly guys. I do remember the first time sleeping with my ex-boyfriend, and he was the first guy I'd been with after dating girls for 6 years. And I remember we were making out and I went to feel his boobs and was like, oh shit, there are none. Okay, yep. All right, different body shape. Yeah, okay. That was such a weird moment for me. To
it is.
I was like, oh, just going to slide down here then, I guess. It was a really bizarre reminder that I was with a completely different sex, let alone person.
Writing the book, how have you set out the chapters? Does it go in chronological order?
Yeah, I think it makes the most sense, for sure. But I don't know, it's tricky because I guess my mum especially, that has grown and evolved, us finding out to how I dealt with it when she was ill, when I was older, to her passing away. That's kind of flows throughout my life. So I don't really know how that's going to sort of work.
How do you feel about the type of person you are and the type of content you put out there versus, say, the people who might want to buy a book around sort of dementia and all that sort of things? Is it a different audience?
I think the beauty, and this is what the publishers that I spoke with said to me, and this is why she wanted me to write a book at all, is that the way I speak about my mum's dementia, it isn't dementia specific. I think that and there are so many people that have grown up with or dealt with a sick parent. It doesn't matter if it's dementia or if it's cancer or if it's MS, whatever. So many people can relate to that, to growing up with a parent who was constantly sick, who was in and out of hospital, who you had to care for. That's a pretty universal, unfortunately, problem. And I think that's what, and I never thought about it like that. I always thought that I was speaking to people that specifically were dealing with dementia. But yeah, she was the one that said, someone, and actually, when my mum passed away and I was sharing that story on my Instagram, I had a lot of DMs, and there were people in there that were like, my mum's had cancer on and off since I was 10. So yeah, I guess that's more relatable than I maybe realize. But I am conscious. I mean, you guys know what I'm like. I am who I am. I can't refine myself. I can't. This is why, when I used to work in magazines, I used to work for Marie Claire magazine, I found that really hard to write in the Marie Claire tone of voice because it's refined and it's polished and it's aspirational and it's highbrow. That's why I love writing for Pedestrian and Mamma Mia, because I can write exactly how I speak, and my book will be exactly the same. I don't think I could do it any differently.
What have you learned about Social Squad doing that?
That was a learning curve. I loved doing the podcasting. I loved that so much. I don't think I felt that much job satisfaction since Big Brother. It's been a long time since I felt proud of something, since something challenged me, since, Mia saw me, I think maybe a week into it. She pulled me in for a chat. I should check in on how I was going. And she said, "You're out of your comfort zone, aren't you?" She's like, "You're struggling." I'm like, "Yeah, I am. And I think I'm used to cruising and I'm used to being naturally good at most things that I do." And even in high school and in primary school, if I wasn't immediately good at an instrument, I'd just quit it. I wouldn't persevere. I wouldn't try to get good at it. I didn't like being bad at things. So, I decided to play saxophone. And when I immediately wasn't Lisa Simpson, I was like, well, stuff this.
Good reference.
She's the only reason I wanted to play it, obviously. So to be thrown into the deep end with this so soon after losing my mum with no prior experience, like even now talking to you guys, I've done 20 million more podcasts than I had when I did my own, Yeah. So to do that and
that's just with Scooter Derrick's bonus episode. Scooter Derrick has once sort of railroaded.
Trapped me into a Big Brother
Tully,
episode.
Yeah. Classic Derrick.
It's classic. So to do something that, I couldn't really get out of, I'd signed, sealed, delivered the contract and we had guests coming in every day for those 2 weeks. And so to do it and struggle but persevere and then be proud of the outcome, that was great.
How do you seek out these things? Because if
I did, it came to me.
Yeah, but if it came to you, right, and you go,
and hold my hand.
Yeah, I just grabbed her. Sorry. So, if the thing that gave you the most fulfillment or job satisfaction is something that pushes you out of your comfort zone, it could be fair to say that things that push you out of your comfort zone are going to do a similar version of that.
I also think though that it's something that I wanted to do for a long time. Radio, you guys, I've said to you before that I would love to work in radio, and podcasting is basically radio but way more fun because we had to talk about what we actually want to talk about for extended periods of time. I think what I learned from that experience was that I love podcasting. I loved learning and getting better at interviewing and meeting new people and hearing their story. But as suspected, and I've told Mia this, and Mia already kind of knew, the subject wasn't what I'm passionate about personally. The gag was that I told Mia I hated influencing and I thought it was a waste of time. And so she thought it'd be hilarious to give me a show hosting where I talk to influencers.
Great troll.
Hilarious troll.
But it worked.
It's a long game troll as well.
It did work in a way because I was able to be self-deprecating. I was able to make the influencers feel like they could be honest with me and say, oh, this is shit or this is boring or I don't, But personally for me, I'd love to do a show where I felt more personally connected and passionate about what I was talking about. But I loved podcasting. I definitely want to do another podcast for sure.
For me, 2020, I want to put myself outside of the comfort zone in respect to posting things that make me feel uncomfortable. That's not to say releasing, sharing personal information or something like that. I don't know exactly what form it is.
Medicare card number.
Yeah. Credit card. Who takes the money first?
Yeah.
No, but even like
There's
posting.
no money in there, let's be honest.
Okay, so even someone getting into doing brand integration. So talking about a product, you do this, and I can imagine it just comes second nature to you now.
Still kills me on the inside.
Does it? But so then you're pushing against the feeling of, I know I've got a mate that does it, and he's ruthless, and I see there is some benefit in being a bit more ruthless.
Is it detached to outcome?
It's detached to the feeling of how it makes you feel, because I think it's exaggerated to how people perceive you. So
it's tricky. It's so tricky. Especially as I said to you guys off air, it's a busy time of year. It's Christmas. A lot of brands are wanting to push their products before Christmas. And, I had to put my foot down last week and turn a job down. I was like, I just feel like I'm just spruiking every day a different product. It just feels so yuck and disingenuous and unorganic. I think it's just all about, the way you've just got to keep it as authentic to you. And I know that's such an overused buzzword, especially in my line of work. But if you try and keep it as authentic as possible, even if that means you coming out and being like, I feel like a freaking sellout, but seriously, this face cream's the fucking best.
Yeah.
You've called yourself out before someone else can do it.
Yeah.
Should you just put the how much you've made deliverable?
The screen grab of the email. Remember there's the famous thing of like, can you they send the designer or whatever. Can you do this Photoshop thing of this event? And they just screen grab all the details.
Insert name here, like that. Yeah, so you're seeing the copy, but I think for you guys as a brand and as you've got your podcast, but you also have your production stuff. I think that it would be silly of you to not taking those opportunities, even if it doesn't feel completely organic or natural at first. Well, I think most people think the authentic approach is to listen to the feeling and then not act on it because they're like, that's me being authentic to the feeling of this is a bit gross or this feels a bit cringe.
Well, Seth Godin talks about like the pilot, like a pilot on a plane isn't being authentic. Sometimes I don't feel like fucking flying the plane, but you do it anyway. And so authenticity can sometimes be overstated when sometimes you just need to be a professional.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's radio hosts. I mean, even you guys, I've said this to you when we were in LA, it still blows my mind. And I know that you have put measures in place so that you can have days off. But like the fact that you've committed to this show for how many days is it?
10 years. We're doing 7 days a week.
That just gives me severe anxiety. But anyway.
How old will your kid be then? 8, Bodie? I mean, Mason?
Mason? Bodie, that's cute.
Our twins.
Twins? Oh, jeez, Mason. Fucking.
I want 5, so we better get cracking.
5
I'm 32.
Kids. What's the idea of 5 kids? Why do you want 5 kids?
I just want a big family. Yeah.
I think a lot of people say that before they have one.
True.
So was the idea?
We'll aim for 2, babe. We'll aim for 2.
So if you were to paint the picture just quickly, like paint the picture of like 5 years time. Like I'm curious, do you have
the name?
But is it the idea of like the white picket fence in fucking Kew or something, or like what's your? Because when I think of 5 kids,
how old am I in 5 years? 35.
7.
32?
How
am I? 32. Yeah, 37. I got my
32,
maths. Yep, 37. Fuck. Well, I'd hope to have at least 1 kid by that because I'm cooked and fried.
Mum had me at 39. And look at me.
You're great.
Yeah.
Great.
No, I definitely want a couple of kids for sure.
But maybe not 5. You don't think you'll get to 5?
I'm running out of time. Maybe if I'd started a bit earlier, if I'd fooled a few people before.
But 2 versus 5, what's the...
Jokes, guys. Jokes. I'd never do that.
Mason, double.
Double wrap it.
Is that a thing? Do people really double wrap it?
No. What? Okay. See, you're such a dad over here. Like you are literally.
I just have no. Well, you said double wrap it.
Such a dad.
It sounded like something
You're
that
such
was
a dad.
legit.
Tommy's like the cool, fun uncle, and you're like the dorky dad.
Dorky dad.
Mason's my boyfriend.
So the 2 versus 5.
Boy.
What is the main difference between 2 and 5 kids?
No, I just want a big family. I come from a family. I've got 2 siblings, and I just, I love kids. I've always loved kids. I'm very, very maternal, and I just want a big family.
There is a fun element to it, almost
I feel like
like
once you
a
get
cheaper
past
by the
3,
dozen.
you're okay. Like
3.
One's hard. 2's
3
2's
kids?
apparently impossible.
Oh, jeez. 1's hard enough. What my
You're doing
one?
all right.
Is it like diminishing returns? No, sorry, not diminishing.
Again, like what?
I reckon.
What's going on in your brain? Honestly, I just imagine a monkey with the symbols. Just like,
No, it's actually the Cadbury
There is
gorilla.
no more than.
Great ad. I watched a Cadbury documentary the other day. That ad was actually a big game changer for them.
Of course it was.
Huge.
And also won them a gazillion awards.
Yeah.
I worked in advertising and it was constantly brought up and used as a great example. That and Oreo. Oreo can do no wrong apparently.
Really? Oh yeah, because they did the sorry.
Everything, the gay.
Yeah,
the
gay. But they also did the
cookie.
What's the thing? Super Bowl. They did because remember the Super Bowl, all the lights went out or whatever, and then there was everyone on Twitter, like all the zany social media people doing posts. For,
the blackout.
Yes. There's also the Netflix thing at the moment. Have you seen this? Everyone's posting about that. What is that? No, Sebs?
Netflix did a tweet saying
things you say when you're having sex, but also
you're a brand. You're an account manager for a brand.
Can you find these? Yeah. This is funny.
God, that world is my oyster with that one, isn't it? Okay.
Do you think so the Cadbury thing does well? There's a high chance this shit might not have hit at the right time.
It's literally a CGI gorilla to Phil Collins. There's no chocolate in there. It's just purple.
But then I look at things that get used as case studies and move the needle here. But it's like there's a high chance that wouldn't have moved the needle at a different time in existence.
Yeah, true. It was just right place, right time, timing, what the world was doing at the moment. Maybe it was, we were needing a bit of a lull. Like at the moment, Jesus, I'd love some
We need a
news.
lull, don't we?
Oh, my God, right now.
What can we do? Get the monkey
my
suit
tits
out.
out.
Get the tits out. I said monkey suit.
And I said, tits, that's so weird. It's so not like us. One of my favourites, speaking of great case studies when I worked in advertising, was the Tontine pillow date stamp. Is anyone
I
familiar
love
with this?
that you trolled me for being the dad and you said, speaking of great case studies.
We're just talking about this is an interesting
that's
case
good.
study.
No, I wanna hear it.
Tontine, what's
So
that brand?
Tontine is a pillow brand. If you guys have if you read
the date on the back.
the Barefoot Investor, he suggests a Tontine pillow.
Is that Dunlop that he recommends?
No, it's maybe
97.
It is. No,
Can
it
you
is.
pass
I
it?
think.
Yeah,
Oh, we
you
got-
don't.
No, I think it is Dunlop.
It's Dunlop,
I think it is
but I know
Dunlop.
what you're talking about. Yeah.
Anyway, so Tontine, did all these studies and research, and there's like disgusting amount of like bacteria and bugs growing in our pillows, and like no one changes their pillows. I, up until doing this case study, had a pillow that I'd had since I was a child. I carried it around with me to all my share houses because I just loved it. It was perfect. It was my favorite pillow. I loved it.
Just carry the filth
And
from one place to another.
they were
Amazing, it got heavier.
They did. That's so fucked up.
I wonder if there is a weight
No.
difference. Weigh it at the start, weigh it at the
Yeah,
end.
okay, you're really taking this off course. So anyway, there's like literal bugs and like tiny bacteria trees and shit that grow because it comes from our face and our skin and our hair. It's gross. These guys did a big study on that, had this like terrifying stats and these like super macro shots of this stuff growing in our pillows, and then said, a pillow's actually only good for 12 months. And then they started date stamping their pillows. So it didn't create a problem we didn't know we had. It was a problem. We just didn't know about it. And then they made we then had a date where we knew we had to replace the pillow with another Tontine pillow. And so
Great
suddenly
idea.
we were buying a new pillow every year from Tontine because they're the only ones that had the date stamp on it. It was like they kind of fearmongered us into constantly buying new Tontine pillows.
There's so many things that I don't like. I only found out in our Dyson
I
vacuum.
can't wait for this.
Now, the Dyson vacuum, I was trying to, when I shave, Brie freaks out because I leave hair.
Yeah, it's gross. It's so gross.
And
Because you wonder if it's from your face or your pubes.
Exactly. And so I used the Dyson in the bathroom, but unfortunately I went over some water and some water went into the Dyson vacuum.
Fucked it.
Yeah. And so then the next day we opened like the cupboard where the Dyson is and it just smelled horrendous.
Yeah, because wet
is,
dust and
yeah.
like filth.
Yeah. So
Like
not good.
Wet dog times 10.
But the thing was that we did some research and there's a filter in it. And it's like, we should get new filters. And it turns out that you're like meant to get new filters all the time. We've had this vacuum for 4 years.
Well, it's like
We've
I
never
think
put one in.
like a washing, like you're supposed to like clean your washing machines, clean your dishwashers, like give them a clean. Like you put in like a little tablet and you put it on an empty cycle to
Are
like
you good
clear
with
out.
admin?
Oh shit. Yeah, I'm like seriously, wife me. Like I'm so great with this stuff.
97.
Hurry up,
So
mate.
admin, talk about admin. What are you good at?
Oh, did
What
you
is-
find, Sevs, the
The Netflix stuff. So
I
it's
feel like
what's-
this is going to go either way.
How
with
cute is his
97.
list? Oh God, edible.
Has he got a list?
Yes, he has a list.
sometimes.
Yeah. Oh, now he's caught.
No, it's fine. Yeah.
Now he's speaking like this.
What's something you can say during sex, but also when you manage a brand Twitter account? Ben and Jerry's, do you want to take a lick? Wendy's, wow, 4 for 4. IMDb, The Mandalorian continues to dominate. Yelp, please share your experiences with the community.
I mean, are we having a gangbang in that one?
This
Or?
is very fun.
Snickers, satisfied. Instagram, double tap.
That works.
Paramount Network, which is Paramount Pictures. I'm not sure we want to touch this. Netflix replies, guys, Mount was right there.
That's good. That's
Love it.
good. That's
Yeah.
really good. What did Twitter say anything?
Here we go. There's Petco, which is a pet supply, Pet Barn.
If you figure that out,
it's called
out
Petco.
really quickly, you have to explain that one to us.
We hope you enjoy these new toys.
Oh, that's good. That's a good one. What did Twitter say? Did Twitter say anything?
Nah, Twitter haven't said
Oh,
anything.
fuck. Catch up, Twitter.
Did you ever get to that level of doing community? Like, did you ever do
Yeah,
that?
that was my job. That was what I did before Big Brother.
What brands?
Massive brands. Tim Tam,
Oh, cool.
constantly in arguments with people about palm oil, which is absolutely fair
Oh,
enough.
yeah, sure.
that palm oil's in,
Yeah.
and they're asking, is it?
No, they're angry that it is.
Okay.
Because it kills the orangutans in the forest.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's a gorilla and an orangutan.
Different.
I got
Completely
it. I got it.
different species.
I got it. These fucking assholes commenting about that probably eat meat.
Oh, look,
Well, we don't
that's
know.
just
That they could be vegan as well.
what was my? I looked after. So we did the Virgin Australia rebranding, which is a really cool one to work on. Hungry Jack's is one of my
yeah,
clients. Pure Blonde, one of my clients. Dove, Nivea. Like I literally worked across a huge huge. But yeah, one of the most in fact, actually, you know what? Apart from Tim Tam, because everyone loves Tim Tams, unless they don't like Tim Tams. One of the most active and engaged online communities I looked after was for Airwick.
Really? I wanted to get a bunch of Airwick here when we moved in.
I can't tell you how seriously these Sharons take Airwick. And we call them Sharons because we had like the typical
Personas.
Airwick, and Sharon was number one buyer. Sharon had multiple dogs that lived inside. She was a smoker.
Sharon, get rid of Airwick and just take your ciggies outside.
Take the dogs outside.
Take it all outside.
She wasn't ashamed because you know how most people, especially I think people our age, or I would like hide the Airwick.
Mm-hmm. What's the Airwick?
Airwick's like the freshener that goes in the.
It's like the.
There's
smell
different types.
diffusion.
You can get ones
the
that
ones you
diffusion.
power.
No, you can get one. You can just get ones for the bathroom, or you can have ones that sort of like every so often like shoot out some like that. What is that in the corner?
No, that's a
That's a security thing.
No, it's a sensor. Yeah.
It looks
No,
similar.
I know what you mean. It just
I've jumped out of my skin before from like the toilets that have the real. Do you think that there's something?
Like, oh God, vanilla! It's in my mouth. You can also get like sort of reed diffuser. Candles. You can get everything.
Yeah, I smelled a really nice cranberry one yesterday.
Cookai. If you guys are ever with your girlfriend, wife, Cookai, or even just walking past Cookai, have a big whiff. Oh,
good one.
Bree was doing a marketing course, and Cookai was the brand that they had to do analysis on.
And they now sell them online. I actually just bought one. You can buy the scent of
How many
Cookai.
dresses
diffuser? So it's signature diffuser, $55.
Yeah.
Cookai's like
What's
dresses,
the smell of it though? 97s. It's like is it gardenia? What is it? Fuchsia and something.
Macara orchid, white lily, spring moss for an aroma that's fresh.
See, does that sound delicious?
Delicate and distinctly feminine.
I like
perfect for you.
I like the Milligram. They do this fragrance that smells like the forest. And they
is that the end of the story?
No, and so it comes in. Have you seen the volcanic rocks?
Yes.
So I have volcanic rocks.
And they smell delicious.
Yeah, and so actually it was a contentious issue on Sunday because we hadn't got the new filters for the vacuum, but Bree used the vacuum. So the whole apartment smelled fucking horrendous. And so I used the essential ethanol is the base of the oil.
Why does vacuuming always makes the room smell bad afterwards? Even if you haven't got a wet
I think it's your
I think it's the
vacuum,
filter.
guys.
It's the filter.
Yeah.
It's definitely your vacuum.
You need to replace the
Anyway,
filter.
back to the Airwick guys. So they would just be so upset. Like if we took a scent off the shelf, or if we didn't replace a scent, or if we didn't bring back pumpkin spice every Christmas, like they would just go bananas about it. Like they'd all get together, they'd switch, they'd swap candles, and it was absolutely bizarre. Absolutely bizarre. Dealing with those Sharons, that was like that was the peak of my community management career.
I could get into fragrances. There's the they don't call them Ponzi schemes, but like the oils.
Yeah, essential oils.
Oh yeah, like that. Yeah. Oh, every
Because I do
Mum
actually.
of 7 from my high school was pushing those.
Hey, Tully, can you come?
Yeah.
But I want
with us?
You know what would help your headache?
Yeah, exactly.
A little cinnamon blend on your wrist just there.
But the thing is, I sort of get it. I think that it's almost like they could be right, but just the whole fact that you know that it's part of a bigger
Also,
scheme.
you have to buy like 100. You can't just buy like the 1 cent. You have to buy. There's a pack of 50.
I
I've got
remember
no
hearing
problem
a
with the actual essential oils themselves. It's the business behind
It's
it.
a pyramid scheme.
Have you ever had
what you
someone?
meant, right? When you said-
Herbalife, I think it was.
Oh my God.
There's
Because
a great doco on that, actually.
What I think is, if it's the product that solves everything, which a lot of the people sell it as, why isn't every single person in the world using it?
Well, that's what they're trying to convince.
Why can't you tell me what it is? Have you noticed that?
Well, we're going to have a coffee first.
A lot of these,
That's what
a lot
it
of
is.
these
It's
ones,
always-
you're looking at, you're reading posts, you're reading these long captions where they're saying it's the best thing in the world, and you're like, I still don't know what you're trying to sell me.
Yeah.
Is it face cream? Is it a candle? What is it?
Do you think those people who behind those products or in that business model, do you think they feel like fucking a bit cringe about posting these?
Nah, I reckon they've drunk the Kool-Aid and they believe everything that they're saying.
I think you have to if you are doing that.
Or you're just seeing it as like sales and you've positioned it in your mind that just
I
like
couldn't sleep at
life
night.
is all about sales or some shit.
Have you been conned into a catch up that then has turned into hey, I've got this product
No,
that I'd love
but
to
I do
show
have,
you?
as I said, I do have a few friends. I have a girl that I used to hang out with quite a bit who now works in one of those things and she's constantly trying to reach out to me, and I'm just like, absolutely not. I know exactly what you want me to do. And I guess there have been actually a few people, I guess, that think with my following that I'd be an easy win for them if I suddenly started believing in any of that stuff. There's been a few weird DMs, but Yeah, no, I'm much smarter than that.
I remember back in the day, I feel like my mum would always have the parties or whatever.
Oh,
It
like
was
the
Tupperware?
Yeah, no, but it was like
classic
underwear and stuff.
Yeah,
and like,
lingerie parties.
There's a
what about the one with the glass?
Avon.
Avon, you
yeah.
would clean glass with this sort of stuff. There was
Mr. Shane.
no. It was a specific
Big Kevs? Big Kevs.
not
Big
Ohm.
Kevs.
Big Kevs, remember that
Didn't
shit?
Big Kev die?
Yeah,
Kev
with a
died of
heart attack.
heart attack. He looked like he had
He looked like he had a few burgers.
Far out.
You know?
But his whole thing was,
problem.
I'm excited.
he was excited.
But it was like it was like so not excited.
Dude, his products were actually amazing. Goo remover. He got chewing gum out of carpet, got out of anything, out of hair. It was
I think
bizarre.
does Gumption do that? I feel like these days influencers are
Egg
pushing
white.
No,
Egg white
I'm
does.
not putting egg white on my carpet.
Yeah.
Egg white gets it out of jeans. Chewing gum. I had chewing gum on the back of my jeans from
Are
nightclub.
You just put your jeans in the freezer and then you crack it off.
Yeah, but this was rubbed right in.
We've got a Gene update from 97.
Gene.
What, they're stained?
Oh, what have you done to your jeans,
Well,
mate? I'm excited.
I put
Am I
them.
sexually assaulting you now?
That's all fine. There's a huge amount of distance away. It feels like you can say anything when you're this far away.
His parents watch these. Hi, Mum. Hi, Dad.
His parents love you, Tully.
Yeah.
Yeah, big fans. No, I was soaking my jeans because I didn't want to put them in a wash because they're like got ripped
They were
like
like,
knees
yeah,
or whatever,
yeah.
and so I was going to break them. So I just soaked them and I left them overnight. And there's like a little
So handy.
like suede
Oh, no.
like label on the back, and so all the brown of the color went out and stained the rest of my jeans.
I take it
That
back.
sucks.
He can't.
No, because on the label it says don't
Don't do that.
soak. Yeah, don't. Yeah.
I put them
Wait,
through
so
the wash.
is that not a thing where you put them in the freezer and it like gets rid of the smells, gets rid of the? I mean, if it's a mark, you can't really get rid of the mark in a freezer.
He's totally
So what's your
bleached
other
his
option then?
jeans.
Take it to the dry cleaners.
No,
Why
just
don't we-
put them in a washing bag and put it through
No, 'cause-
the
No,
wash.
I've already done that. I've already put it through the wash and it's still there.
So it's there. It's fucked.
Yeah,
I would take it to a dry cleaners.
Was the brown completely like gone off the?
No, there's still
suede?
some. No, there's still some there.
Really?
Yeah, it's just like I guess diluted
Also,
a little bit.
I mean, they're not paying you enough. Can't you just buy a new pair of jeans?
Yeah. How much are the
Yeah,
jeans?
I mean they're like $80.
Do you want me
Are
to?
they
I'll
really
reach,
80
I'll
bucks?
reach out. I'll reach out to the brand and
Industry.
Industry.
We'll sort it out.
Industry.
Oh, industry. They'll definitely give me a new pair of jeans.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Which one? What size are you?
30, 31, 32? No, 32.
Great.
Can you get
Jesus.
people stuff?
Smaller than me.
So like
Yeah, but I'd have to wear it. Like I'd have to do something opposed with it.
Ah.
So
So
recently,
97. How can we make this
recently
work?
my friend lost a pair of sunglasses that were quite expensive
Mm-hmm.
from this brand that I think are terrible. And then coincidentally, 3 weeks later, that brand reached out to me and offered me a pair of sunglasses. And I said, I will have the exact pair that she lost.
Yeah.
I'll do a shot in them and then I'll give them to her.
does your friend know you think they're terrible?
Yeah, I've told her. I literally said to her, I got you those disgusting ski goggle glasses you wanted.
Bollet.
No, they're just so ugly. They're like
I
speed
got it.
dealers on crap.
No, I like your case.
I know you do. Every silly boy does.
It's
It's literally
Where
just
did
like
you get it from?
It's like it's case. I think I say
Caseify.
Caseify, and it says Tully in case you can't read that, but it looks like fully. You can't see it on the camera, but it's just like a magic sand case with neon sand that glows in the dark, and literally every single time a male realizes what it is, I lose them for like half an hour while they play with it.
What would you pay right now for direct flights to New Zealand return?
I know the pilot. It's a great app. It's got I know the pilot, and it sends you amalgamates, pulls everything together.
Oh, no.
Amalgamates.
No. You mean
Algorithm.
No.
I was right.
No.
Amalgamates.
No. If
It's-
everyone
it's
just shut up for a sec, that's not the word you're thinking of. Curates.
I don't know if that's it. Anyway, it pulls all information from all websites about flight sales and then sends you push notifications.
And so you can buy it.
We'll just, if in case you're thinking
Oh,
of
I
going
know the
away.
other word you're thinking
So right
of.
now you can get Fly Direct to New Zealand from $219 return.
That's really
deal.
fucking cheap.
See?
Dude, that's so cheap.
You mean aggregates?
Yes.
and so can you actually
what I
press
mean?
it
What
and
did
all
you
buy?
say?
Amalgamates?
Can you actually press
Aggregate.
it now?
Amalgamate means combined or
I
merge.
think aggregators.
Oh, so we're all right.
I think like hotel and flight
Aggregates the
aggregators.
data
Yeah.
and brings it together. So can you actually press it and buy it? Oh, fuck. I thought you were actually saying, I know the pilot. Because
No,
you were,
it's an
No, I
app
did.
called
I thought that as well for a
I
little
just thought it was a
No.
name drop. No, I know the pilot. I was
It's
like,
an
oh,
app
of
called I know
the
the pilot.
plane
It's a
that flies.
WhatsApp. It's the only person she's got on WhatsApp is the pilot.
Also, again, I'm sorry, fly to Canada from $912 return, bags and meals included. That's also insane.
That's really cheap.
The thing
to
about-
Vancouver?
My thing about this is, you know how you see like what's one of the travel companies?
Skyscanner, SDA Travel,
Flight Centre.
Kentucky.
Flight Centre, and they've got fly to LA, $812 return.
Let's go.
I press it, and I follow it through.
And then it's like $300.
But it's never specific. I don't know how to find the deal.
Or
Do you
it's-
actually find the deal?
Yeah, or it's like, yeah, cool. We fly February 2021.
Oh, yeah.
You have to get very specific. But that's good. So
I think you have to be quite
912.
open.
What airline? For the Canada.
Air Canada.
That's good. They're with
Philippine.
Velocity, Virgin.
Virgin Australia. No, look at the
Have you
Virgin
ever been
Australia.
able-
Sorry. Virgin Australia is $1,600.
But that's not the deal that they promoted to us.
Yeah, I know.
So there still is
Tully,
that deal.
have you ever done a deal with an airline?
I'm actually in the process of doing a deal. I'm about to go to Bali with an airline. I can't say
great.
which deal yet because I haven't signed the contract. But yeah, they're sending me to Bali, which is amazing.
Oh, great.
Airlines don't.
I wanted to say which one I think it is, but
airlines.
Well, I can
don't.
tell you.
I know which one it is.
There's only about 3 airlines it could be.
And also, I feel like Jen Day's got her name all over that one as well. They're flying every podcaster.
She's my manager.
Yeah, okay.
No, so airlines rarely do collaborations because they don't need to.
Yeah.
People are always going to fly. People are always going to pay for flights. They don't need to give away free flights.
So micro-influencers won't be able to.
Yeah. I just want access to like.
You guys would be lucky to get a bloody Rex plane to Canberra. Like,
Or what about the Airly or there's like
Private.
jet? Yeah, private jet.
I've yet to go on a private jet. No, I've got on a tiny plane to get me from Bangkok to this amazing honeymooners only, although obviously I wasn't a honeymooner, this amazing resort in Thailand, which is like a pretty pimp, just like 2 rows. Thought I was going to die. Literally I was going to die.
With propellers. Yeah.
But it wasn't by no means, it wasn't a private jet. It was just like a tiny plane.
Oh, you went to Steph Claire Smith's wedding, did you? Or no?
I did go to Steph Claire Smith's wedding.
I watched the whole wedding video
cry?
last night. No, I didn't,
How
but
long
Brie
is
was
it?
like, oh, that was lovely.
13 minutes. or
15
something.
minutes,
Oh.
including the Jaeger bomb
And,
point of view shot
yeah.
at the end.
Yeah, it was a beautiful wedding. That farm is ridiculous.
Oh, his farm.
That's not a fucking farm.
It's a golf course.
It's a golf course. Yeah, the
He's-
Greenman.
His dad spent so much time preparing the
grass.
farm. They dyed the lake blue.
Oh, is that why it's so beautifully blue?
So apparently it's usually, that was my first time there.
Or the fish dead.
I'm sure they wouldn't have killed the fish. Apparently it's like a usual like muddy water colour, and they dyed it bright blue for the wedding.
Oh, yeah, it looked amazing.
We all glamped.
So you stayed in a tent.
Yeah, it
Did you
was a-
stay with anyone in your tent or were you solo?
Was it scheduled to have other people in it?
No, I actually was bunking with another single female who I didn't know, to be fair. I met her at the Hens, but we didn't know each other quite well. But then a friend of mine who had met this lovely young lady asked if I would mind him going in my tent and if I could sleep in his bed instead so that they could hang out.
Oh, it was a bloody shag fest, wasn't it?
Is that what
Claire
it's like the
Smith's.
Olympics?
Well, I mean, it was so much fun. We're all in, like, everyone, you know, everyone's in glamping. Some people had like 5 in one tent. Some people
You're
had
not
2.
always at a party with a blue lagoon, a blue lake.
No, we were on I was on the dance floor till 4:30. The couple, it was Steph and Josh, didn't leave the dance floor till 4.
What was the dress code? Because everyone looked like they were either wearing white or silver or sort of
No,
like
we were
a
given
goldie.
a palette to work with, neutrals. So like
My Vans would have fit in actually.
White.
White Vans.
no, white. Yes, you could have worn your white Vans.
Like creams.
Peaches,
Sandies.
linens. Yeah, pale pastel colors. Everyone looked amazing. It was honestly like just so incredible. The worst part about it was the drive back home the next day. Absolutely cooked.
Did anyone take buses?
No, because it was 3 hours away. That was the thing. So the reason they provided the glamping tents is because there's literally nothing around. Like it's in this tiny little town. There's the nearest hotel is like an hour out. Like you can't. There's no Airbnbs. So they really had to kind of provide accommodation.
What sort of food?
Oh, Matt Butcher, a good friend of mine, was the chef. Food was delicious. The whole day, it was just from start to finish. It was so much fun.
What sort of cake?
You know what? I didn't A, see the cake being cut, or B, get a slice of the cake. Bit
Keep a
upset
cleaner
about that.
recipe.
Add eggs, that's
Actually,
all.
you guys will love this. You guys will love this. So when we all first got to the marquee and sat down, the MC came out and said, "Oh, you know, can everyone please stand up?" And we all kind of thought it was official wedding business. So we all stood up. And it actually took me, in hindsight, it took me a while to click on to what the fuck was happening. And
Until
then
you're 10 minutes into a kick
then-
session.
Imagine that, and just squat and hold and
Yeah.
up. No, and then he said, "Okay, if everybody in the room is married, please sit down." And I was like,
Ah,
"Uh oh." Like, everybody who is engaged, please sit down. Everybody's in a relationship, please sit down.
Is he playing wingman? Is that what's
And
going
then
on?
it was like maybe 8 of us out of the whole wedding standing
Really?
up. And he was like, now look around, people. He's like, that's who you're swiping right to.
I love that.
And
That's
I was
so
literally
good.
like, okay, right, okay.
That's fair.
Yep. And
Alex
then it
Hayes, is he
actually-
single?
Was Raya going off? Was there even phone reception there?
No phone reception, no. It was interesting though because it actually worked because throughout the
Who's
night.
Alex, by the way?
He's an influencer.
Okay.
He's a baby influencer. Throughout the night, I had
Did you
2.
say a baby influencer?
Well, he's like 20.
Okay,
He doesn't
sure.
influence purchasing of baby products.
Yeah,
He's
baby
young.
bunting.
He's just young. He's been doing it for a long time.
Yeah.
He was actually the guy, I don't know if you remember, if you saw it, it was years ago now. He pranked everybody that he was surfing above this massive shark. It ended up being a...
Oh, yeah.
so he got famous. That's how he sort of... And then he's now just a really great photographer, surfer, mental health advocate, just a good guy. But yeah, twice that night, I had a guy come up to me and say, hey, so I saw you standing up before. So I was like, what the? That actually
It's like,
worked?
and you were sitting down. You dog.
Yeah.
I love that.
And you sat down at my house and you were married. Weird. Really weird. No, but it was honestly beautiful day. Like just so much fun and so much love. And Sam Evans and Logan, who are other good friends of mine who did the video, just did an absolutely amazing job with
Yeah, it
it.
was
So
so
you should
good.
definitely give it a watch if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, it was great. Literally watch the
Yeah,
whole
no,
thing on a Sunday night.
I need 13 minutes.
I've watched it twice and I've cried both times and I was there and I was a mess when I had one tissue. It was so hot. I had one tissue because I knew I would need a tissue and I literally, guys either side of me, Alex Hayes next to me, 2 guys either side. I had to rip it off. And
tear it.
they all needed it. I was like tearing off little. I was like, oh, you can have this square. You can have this
the
square.
best was it the best man crying when he was
Oh no, that's Josh's brother.
Oh, that was so
it was
so sweet.
the whole day, like and that shot of Josh with their dog Ari watching Steph have her dance with her dad, and there's a single tear coming down his cheek. I was like, that's just brilliant. Like, did you put that there? Is that in post?
Eye
Like,
drops quickly. Get in the.
no, I thought like the guys had put it. No, it was just such a great day.
Have you thought about like obviously you're talking about having kids and all that sort of thing? Are you someone to fantasize a wedding, or is it not really?
I've got a Pinterest board, absolutely.
Really?
Yeah, it's all sorted for us. It's fine.
What's on the
Public
Pinterest
board
what's
or?
it-
Yeah, it's public.
Really?
Maybe I should make it private. But it's okay. I've given it a really like obscure name. It's kind of can be like, what is this for?
Can we put it in the show notes?
Yeah, for sure. It's called When I Grow Up.
Yeah, great.
As in like, not now. But so this is like so my vibe, obviously,
Whoa,
like matching.
that fucking ring. Go back. What is that ring?
Yeah,
that-
start saving.
Oh, you got to be kidding me.
Jeez.
97. That ring is, it's not even, like, it's quite obnoxious, to be honest.
That's
You're obnoxious. So
Yeah, I know, but
this
so
is
are
my
you.
vibe. Yep, fair. I like that kind of vibe.
Is that okay, yeah, great. So it's very,
It's a kind of classic. Yeah, or maybe even a Vegas wedding.
That'd be fun.
wait, what was she dressed up as then?
She's wearing a sequined.
Okay, sure.
I don't know if I can turn that around or not.
Would you colour your hair like her or no?
I used to have purple hair. Like
Really?
purple ends, like dip dyed ends. It was called dip dyeing was the thing.
Do you still use Pinterest every day, do you reckon, or no?
I use Pinterest, but then I don't really pin it to any boards. I save it and then put it on my Instagram, like as a story.
If you were to pick one social media for 2020 that you actually spent more time
Do you know
rather
what?
than
I'm
less.
Stupidly
More-
obsessed with
less?
TikTok right now.
TikTok.
But
Really?
are you just
Oh.
consuming it?
Hate it. I sit there just for hours. Just next.
I feel like you'd be good on
I've
TikTok.
subconsciously learnt the dances without even meaning to, just because I've watched so many of them.
Can
Will
you
you do
dance?
it? Will you
No.
do a TikTok for the Daily Talk Show? We don't have one yet. Will you do the first one?
I would do it with you if you create a TikTok account. Yes.
What about you and 97 doing the
Oh.
one where you have to like engage each other's cause?
Oh, and you sort of just do the seesaw.
Yeah. The seesaw.
Actually, I've seen your rig. You got a good rig.
Yeah, he's got a great rig.
I've seen your, not just with everyone else
Yeah,
around.
it was
Yeah.
loose, EPLP, top off, fucking.
Can we try that?
Where did I see his rig? Where did I
I
see it?
posted a Insta story of him at Laguna Beach just doing a
Oh, and
quick.
I sent a flame or like a thirsty
Oh,
emoji.
Yeah.
But didn't you take your top off when we did Runyon? No, you didn't, did you?
No, he's not that.
Damn it.
He's quite.
Next time.
Oh, but how about this? This is what he sent me. Hang on, give me a second.
This is a nude?
No,
Send me
that
the
was
nudes. Why don't I get the nudes?
It's basically a nude.
Jim's going to love this episode.
Hang on, what's his?
She was really wanted to know every detail. I was just so happy. I was just, so psyched.
So he just was like, he had just been to the sauna.
Oh.
He just sent me that.
Oh, yeah.
Are you nude? Is he nude below that?
Are you nude?
Dude,
No.
Sort your priorities
top
about
off.
who you're sending this
Yeah,
shit
what
to.
a waste of content.
Just sending it to JJ.
Ready
Mate.
for it.
What did you do with that?
Show the camera. Show the camera.
What did you
Bring
do?
it back to your face, Josh.
What did you do with that?
No, I was like, like you look hot.
Wasn't it zoomed out? It was zoomed out a little bit more than that, wasn't it?
Yeah. You could see your whole
You guys
chest.
are so
Look.
supportive of each other.
Thanks, great.
What do you think of Mason's hair? He's had a haircut since his tips are still there.
I like the tips. It's funny because I think did I know him without the tip? I think you've always had the tips since I've known you.
It was just a bit more.
I like it a bit grown in. As opposed to being all bleached, but you definitely like the tips. Keep the tips.
Yeah, I think you
For
need
sure.
to go back to Rachel Vitullo.
At Joey Scandizo.
Yeah,
That's where
She
he
was
got
at
it
the wedding. I think she did Steph's hair.
yeah. I think you should definitely.
I just think now that I've gone back and stalked you after our romantic holiday together, and saw you without the tips, it just adds a bit of edge that you kind of need it because you're so sweet and butter wouldn't melt in your mouth. Like makes me want to do bad things to you because you're
What
so
does the
innocent.
butter in the mouth
Butter
thing
would,
mean?
well, think about it. Butter wouldn't melt in his mouth.
Because he's not hot.
No, because he's just like so soft and like he's butter. Like, you know, like
Yeah, sure.
he's just this little and I think the tips just give you like an edge. Yeah. And it's like, maybe you are a bad boy.
You're just trying to nail custard to a wall.
Yep.
another
Basically. Or just
saying.
nail Mason in a bed.
Custard to a wall. It's a daily talk show.
We're going to finish up and leave these two alone.
No, TikTok.
I'm actually
We're going to do the
sweating.
TikTok.
I
We're
don't know
going to
if it's
do
because it's
this.
hot in here.
No, we've got the aircon on.
Yeah, we'll do TikTok for sure.
We'll do a TikTok. Okay.
We'll learn a dance.
Perfect. No,
all of us.
can we do the
This one?
the 97 and you doing the linking trying to go back?
Da, da, da,
Who's on the
da,
bottom?
da, da, da.
Or you know there's the one where you do this.
Yeah. Feeding.
No.
Yeah. That's a good.
Also,
that's
you know
a
the
good
one where
TikTok one.
Like that, yeah, sort of like
bibbidi bobbidi, and then we all changed outfits.
yeah.
Or you throw the necklace around
Yeah.
and it goes and as it comes around, you've changed your outfits
Actually,
again.
there's something funny about the transition for me because the idea is it goes from like
'Cause you'd be so
basic
bad
looking
at it.
shit to like looking
People
hot.
looking
I
good.
should go from like my Asics and go like that and my Vans appear.
That's been done.
Is it really?
Or like people go backwards.
Okay,
Like
sure.
they're looking like shit, and then they think that we're going to see them looking good, but they just wear even shitter clothes.
No, the reason I actually got rid of TikTok is because it sends me too many push notifications.
Yeah,
You
I'm sure
turn
you
them
can
off.
turn that off.
Still got
Because
it.
it comes up on my
so
fucking Apple Watch
I'm
as
so
well.
embarrassed by it that I've put it in this so all my things are in perfect little folders. It's on this other page that I'm embarrassed by.
What other things have you got on there?
TikTok, simple radio to listen to a guy I was dating that does a radio show, so I could always listen to him.
Who was it?
We've talked about this off air for a reason.
Okay, we'll talk about it later.
You know who I'm
There's a
talking
lot
about.
of cryptic. If you listen to this, there's cryptic nature to
Simple
all of
radio.
our
I'm pretty
conversations.
open and
can't
honest,
remember
but there are
shit.
some things that I should not.
Unroll.me.
Unroll.me.
They're selling
Privacy, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. Is it, what am I trying to hide?
yeah, true.
I've literally sent you
mean,
a porno that, you know, like I just, not that
it
I'm
true?
in. No, I didn't, but you know what I mean? Like I just don't care
Okay, I get it.
about anything.
I get it.
Because you're
How's your lip gloss go? How's everyone's lips feeling?
Oh, yeah,
we're
really
back.
good.
You're back?
We were
You're
chapped.
okay?
Yep.
You were so chapped.
Is your Safari still
why I had to
outrageous?
kiss it better.
No,
Oh my God, you're going to get porn.
no, there's no
you
porn
are.
on
Get out of there.
There
Safari.
absolutely will be porn.
On Safari or Chrome?
Oh, not on Safari. On
No.
Chrome. You're checking
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you, Tully. Thanks for coming back on. Just finally,
I don't want to leave. Can I become part of the show? Like
100% monthly.
you're,
Yeah, definitely. I mean, is that almost like a bit? So if you go onto Tully's phone,
This-
there is. Can I communicate this to the people?
also there's like the flex,
Okay, we won't talk about that. But like, you
quite a bit
have your porn
along with my
just-
Sonington parking fines.
on.
There's a lot of porn.
I can both
Is
make you
that-
feel something.
He's still scrolling. He's,
No, but look how many. It's
Yeah, it's a
between.
lot.
Who's this person? Like, it's between photos of people who are married and RedTube.
that's so sad.
It really says something, doesn't it? What is your actual? What are you? Yeah,
It's going to make some noise.
God, now I'm really hot.
2020, something that you
News
want to do.
resolution?
Yeah, news resolution.
I know people hate resolutions, but just lean into it, please.
No, I don't. I like news resolutions. I like being held accountable. Look, I need to learn how to cook properly cook for myself. I'm spending way too much money. I'm an Uber Diamond member. You don't even want to know how much I spent to get
I was
there.
so annoyed that I didn't get on that earlier.
Just asked me what it meant.
Dude,
Really?
it's a loser list. You don't want to be on it.
Are you kidding me? That's
I currently get free delivery, and I get 15% off all rides, and I get Uber Premium for Uber Uber X rates.
This conversation makes no sense because you're just talking about how you want to be the person that isn't on that fucking list.
No, but I was saying earlier.
Is there not a contradiction between the two things you're talking about?
Because I was saying I want to eat more. Yeah, at
I don't
home.
know. I don't know why you'd launch a loyalty program and then cut it off. Like, why do that? Why make
They cut it off.
You can't. It's a waiting list now. You can't.
So why couldn't I? Because I never got told about it.
No, it just came up on my app one day.
Okay.
And I just went, okay.
And so you want to cook more? Have you tried that? Because I'm
more.
doing. What am I doing? 97.
HelloFresh.
No.
Yeah, it's one of those.
No,
it's
muscle
not.
chefs.
It's not a. So
Muscle Chef. So you got to put on muscle.
no, they have different options. They've got different options.
It's a pre-cooked meal.
Yeah.
It's a. I think it's a step towards.
No.
I think it's a step towards actually cooking shit for yourself.
Trying to lose some weight.
Yes.
Oh.
So it's controlled calories.
You're being new man. Why don't you do Kick?
Like, I don't need another subscription.
Yeah, right.
I think it's good what he's doing. It's like pre-cooked
I actually
food.
I love you foods for the same reason.
I feel like I'd eat too many of those fucking balls and shit, like the snacks and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you
because literally someone was saying the other day, yesterday they were saying YouFoods have a sale on, so they're buying heaps of the balls.
Protein balls.
Yeah.
They are delicious. I want to learn how to cook. I've done a few cooking classes in the past just for funsies, and I really, really enjoy it. And I think it's a good way for me to get off a screen.
Mm-hmm.
It's good for my anxiety, and I just enjoy it. So definitely work on that some more. Finish this goddamn book.
Mm-hmm.
And I really, 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 I want to try and get to Europe this summer. I've never been to Europe.
Never?
No, not during summer, not like a European summer.
So, okay.
So that's
June, July.
on the list.
Mykonos.
And then obviously we've got our wedding coming up, which is so exciting.
Europe wedding.
Amazing. Mykonos.
Positano
Okay,
wedding.
you go on the Italian
There could be something
Nice.
funny. Mr. 97 and Tully does Europe. Like a Euro
all
trip.
it'll be
Funny.
is just eat it, Mason. just, when you go out with somebody, don't knock it back. Just eat it. Yeah. I totally
You
believe
have
in that advice.
creepily nailed me in a very short time of knowing me. That was way too. That
was quite good.
I was sober. I remember.
That was
Are you
wow.
looking on the phone? Anything?
I just got a little vibration. Bins. We got to take the bins out, guys.
Okay,
So
all right.
let's wrap this up.
So are you continuing the podcast, or you got a new one with Mamma Mia?
Look, it's still not decided. My preference is to do a new podcast. But yeah, look, season 2 might still happen. We have a couple of names that couldn't make season 1 that are still keen to do it. So it's not a definite no, but I would love to do a show that I pitched that was sort of more something that's in line with what I'm passionate about and what I'm interested in, rather than what me is interested in, to be completely honest. And she'd be fine with me saying that.
Yeah, well, if you need someone to do it, you can come on our show.
Thank you. I mean,
talk.
someone else will be fighting you for that.
Yeah, can we have it? Punch on with Mia. Is that what you're saying?
No, old mate, Scooter.
That's a funny reference.
He'd be so,
Old mate Scooter.
he'd be so
Scooter
upset
Jared.
if I was recording anywhere but his studio.
Oh, no, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. It's the Daily Talk Show. Hi at thedailytalkshow.com is the email address. Enjoy the rest of the day. See you tomorrow, guys.
See you guys.